Mark Hamill trolls us. Speaking of Kylo Ren, did he give away his fate on Twitter?
I don't know. So the tweet reads, "Congratulations, Adam, on your well-deserved Oscars nomination for Black Klansman, playing a good man only pretending to be evil. Hashtag just saying."
So, he's not wrong about what he's saying about Adam Driver's character in Black Klansman, which is an exceptional movie if you have not seen it already. And congratulations to Adam Driver for getting that. Now, it's incredible when you think about the talent over time that has been in the Star Wars franchise. It's ridiculous. And here is Adam Driver just building up his stock with the nomination. Now, he might not win this category, fierce competition this year.
Just getting nominated is a big deal, though.
That's such an achievement in itself. So super cool to see Adam Driver because he plays it raw. That's going to be the hashtag for this episode. Raw. Anyways, so please don't. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. That's also innuendo.
Raw potential.
I love this tweet. Yeah. Because it is typical Mark Hamill, Jesse.
I know.
How many times do we get him on Twitter? These little nuggets.
He's trolled me
with that
last year.
Well, that's right. Didn't he tweet at you?
Yes, I asked him what his favorite color of milk was, and he said green, and it was St. Patty's Day. I didn't put the two and two together until the next day.
That's a cool thing, though. It's he's always on Twitter making jokes. And he's always on Twitter and engaging with fans. And, what a great time to be a fan.
Yeah.
Think about those people that were in 77 and then died, the next week. They never had a chance to have these moments. I mean, that's really selfish of me to point out. But I'm just saying, it's a fun time to be a selfish nerd. I love it. I see how and why Mark would do this because there's a lot of speculation. Jesse, a lot of people think Kylo Ren's going to be a good guy by the end of this movie. Do you buy into that, and do you think that's a factor of why Mark Hamill tweets this way?
If he's a good guy, he's really going the distance. I mean, let's. I'm sorry, Dad. I gotta kill you here with my lightsaber to sell the image. But I don't know. I really think I don't think he's a good person. I think he's definitely fell way off the
I don't think
rocker.
we need redemption for him. I think this needs to end where there's a definitive bad guy, and I think the moral of the story needs to be there is a chance for redemption, but there's also a chance where you just go too far and that's it, game over.
I think here's my thing though, which I've been saying for a long time. Vader got redeemed, okay, but that was the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker. He fell to the dark side of the Force. He was consumed, and he's brought back. Boom. So that's his story. I don't think we need to see the same thing repeat itself with Kylo Ren. Some people are just bad. I made this point last week. I'm going to go ahead and say it again. Hitler is responsible for 30 million people dead. If he would have cut a check to the Salvation Army right before he died, the world's not like, we get it and you're forgiven. No. You take the money and then you still shoot him. That's just what happens. It's Hitler. There's no coming back from. That's how I view Kylo Ren in the franchise. Is because not only has he killed a lot of people, which I know Vader has been responsible for killing a lot of people, and he was there with part of the reason Alderaan gets blown up in A New Hope. I get that. You're talking about a guy who's killed maybe billions, maybe trillions of people.
It's also worth pointing out too, because if this has kind of been brushed on in books too, with Leia taking a lot of backlash for Anakin being her father or Darth Vader being her father,
right?
Even if had Anakin survived, his wounds and everything, and Return of the Jedi, he would have been viewed as a war criminal. He could have been facing death or something, just in general. Just as you mentioned, he was an accessory to Alderaan being blown to billions of bits. Yes, it's great that he had that redeeming moment, but we don't need a repeat.
I agree with you, David. What's your take on this? Especially considering the fact, like we've said, he killed Han Solo. It's what Han Solo won. Ultimately, Harrison Ford wanted Han Solo to die, and I think that's what the story needed to take it. But he killed Han. He almost kills Leia.
I'm a firm believer that there should not be redemption for him. Yeah. If there's redemption, it needs to be a Darth Vader where he's like, oh, I'm sorry, and dies. But the world still needs to see him as a villain.
So redemption as death.
If they're going to do redemption, it needs to be redemption as death.
And I like what he's saying here, because if you've read the novel Bloodlines, you know that even after Darth Vader's death and after the New Republic is established, Darth Vader is still taboo. because when it's revealed in the novel to like the galaxy that Leia is actually the daughter of Vader, and it's a scandal, and she loses her rank in the office, and ultimately it's what leads her to start forming the beginnings of the Resistance. Great book by Claudia Gray. If you have not read it, if you're looking for a next Star Wars read that's in the new canon, you got to read Claudia Gray's Bloodlines. Also Princess of Alderaan, also Lost Stars. We have the Qui-Gon Jinn Obi-Wan. It's such a great time to be a fan. We'll just keep saying it again. Look, what do you think, though? We want to know what you think about Mark Hamill's tweets. Is he just messing with the fans? Do you think it's a slight insert for all of us to discuss? I'd have to think if he really gave something away, Disney, there would be some kind of action, some kind of statement. Mark Hamill would be off Twitter. There would be something if he gave away the grand ending of Episode 9.
This Twitter account has been closed.
That would be really unfortunate. Who's going to respond to all my tweets when I find, every year I go to the same collector where we live. He has a set version of the original Skywalker hilt from the 77 set. And every year he lets me come by and hold it for 5 minutes. And I always tweet the photo to Mark, and Mark always likes it back. It's like a little tradition thing. Just sharing with you. See, you're part of it. See, we're friends. And I'm going to tell you all the lame stories I tell all my friends.
Thank you for watching Beyond the Blast Doors. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment. Beyond the Blast Doors, a Star Wars conversation.